What?
I told you that beat was actually used to encourage Carol the dog for the cats thing, right?
Was it?
I love that. I was so proud of that find.
You know that, you know the song, It's a Nice Day for a White Wedding? They used that in Cat Dog.
Really?
Yeah, when he was climbing up the mountain.
That's interesting.
Ding, 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 ding. And then it cuts to him and he's gone up like 5 feet at the end of the day.
They actually had an episode where they revealed Cat Dog's parents. They were raised by a Yeti. They never found out who like biologically they came from, but a Yeti found them and raised them.
I wonder if Cat Dog's gonna make an appearance in the Zootopia sequel. They're just like, this is why you don't do this.
Judy and Nick, learn something.
That they're Cat Dog's parents, all rabbit dogs. Rabbit fox.
Hey, so I have a question. So how's the shipping working with Judy and Nick?
How's the what?
The shipping working with Judy and Nick, like on the internet.
Judy and Nick, they have to be in. They have
I mean,
to.
but they're different animals. So I just like. why
That's what makes it open.
That's the plot of the next movie. Is because we tackled racism and feminism, sexism.
Took care of feminism once and for all. Got rid of that.
We're forcing the racial diversity now. That's what we're going with. Does this even work? Can we have children? What will they look like? You've thought of this, you have. Why do you even...
There's a picture online with a rabbit fox baby.
Some of the pictures are just like, it's either one or the other.
So she just spit out a fox. Straight wholesale. I guess
lesbian couple?
Nobody.
artificial insemination, I don't know.
There you go. No, that was panda baby.
This time we had to remove.
Welcome to the
Somebody
guest
go
panel
for
where we
it.
discuss Zootopia. Bum, 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 bum,
Here at Chicago, having a good time, waiting for the pedal, it's about to
There you go, got it out of your system just in time.
Welcome to church.
Judging you, judging us.
We've been expecting
It can't be matched. I'll beat you up.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning! Hey guys. Is there anyone who hasn't slept this whole convention? You can be honest. There we go the hands.
Ain't you weird?
An average of 2 hours.
Ooh, 2 hours?
An average of anything is still sleep. That is key. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to... Hi!
The wonderful Navy staff of Whinny City Ponycon.
Well, are we ready to get this going, guys? Yeah?
Is there a microphone for, is it the microphone for Q&A?
Stop asking.
We can get one set up.
Is that the microphone?
Oh, that one works. If you
Thank
guys,
you.
Sweet. Welcome to the community guest panel, guys. Sunday morning.
Made it.
That's all I had written down. So welcome.
Well, this one seems pretty self-explanatory. I think it's just going to be mostly you all asking questions to us and us just talking to you. And you can ask whatever you like.
Who are we?
You want to do introductions?
Maybe.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess that could help.
All right, Katie, you want to start this off?
sure, I'm Kim Possible, Blue Horse on the internet. I do analyzing and reviewing and animations and all sorts of stuff. Yay!
I'm Jay Haller. I'm a video editor and maker in the fandom. I've been doing it for a couple of years. I'm one of the leads of Anthology, or was one of the leads, and do a top 10 voting community video every month, and yeah.
I'm Paleo Steno, though today I'm Paleo Sterno. I make movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and also I do a podcast with these two some of the time.
I'm AC Racebest, a YouTuber, but that's not important because I still love Zootopia.
We saw it again last night.
Yeah, we did.
We went to this theater that had these insane recliners in the front row where we were like literally,
they were all
we were
of us.
laying back like this looking at the screen. It was wonderful.
It was that, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like,
that was
I
all
can
of
see
us.
up Judy's nose.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all the rows.
No, but we were in the absolute front.
Yeah, we were in the front. But
So that's what
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we got there during its, fifth weekend, and they're like, yeah, we have the front row
it
available.
was sold out almost. It was
on the
insane.
5th weekend.
Yeah,
It was
at 9:45 at night.
You've been looking up all these numbers. We found out that Batman v Superman would like
Had an 81% drop.
an 81% drop. It's insanity. This is poor
And I'm just sitting here like, go Zootopia, go!
Ben Affleck's just. You've seen that interview, right? Where he looks like a broken man. I feel bad for him.
He was the best part of the movie.
He really
Yeah, he
was.
was.
He really was. Batman was the best part of the movie. Ben Affleck. I'm Saber Spark. I do cultural media reviews and analysis on YouTube. I used to do pony stuff. I still kind of do. But as of late, I've been doing more like, let's talk about something topical.
Broad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not, what'd you call me?
Abroad.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, so if you guys want to, you can line up and ask some questions to us.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions for anyone up
Mike
here,
is over there.
anything goes. While we have everyone line up, I actually have a story I haven't told yet.
Do tell.
Thank you.
Oh, we got
Like there was light.
On my flight over, I was a Southwest flight, so I got to choose where I sat. Although when you're in Group C, number like 450, you actually like pretty much you get to sit wherever there's an open seat. And
AKA the middle row.
I found a window seat and I was so excited. I'm like, this is my opportunity for a wonderful flight. And so I scoot over and these people moved over. It was a man and a woman. The man got up to let me in, and then the woman kind of scooted over like this. So as I was awkwardly climbing over her, I noticed that she had a Rainbow Dash blanket over her legs. And I'm like, awesome. So I sit down, and I'm just like, I'm gonna compliment her blanket. I'm gonna be like, Rainbow Dash, huh? It's pretty cool. You like Rainbow Dash? Nice. Me too. And as I go to start turning over, I see her all of a sudden like, hey, stop it, and realize that her 5-year-old daughter is sitting in front of her, and suddenly connected the dots very quickly that that's not her blanket. So I would have been like, so, Rainbow Dash, huh? My Little Pony?
It's my daughter's.
Bro.
Security.
And I'm just like, wow, that could have been really, really bad had she not acknowledged her kids. Because for some reason they put their kids in front of us. So like all the young kids were sitting in the row by themselves, which seems like a great idea, right? Like ages 7, 5, and 3. And the whole time they're like, stop it, stop kicking the seat in front, stop, don't do that. But I was this close to basically being like, hey, that show is pretty
That would
awesome.
have been funny because the mom would be like, oh great, there's this really weird guy on the plane and we're
Can we
stuck
switch
with him for the
seats?
next hour and a half.
So yeah, so it was a pretty gnarly looking blanket though. So I told the 5-year-old, I'm like, that's a cool blanket. Instead.
And
Thanks,
then you
dude.
took the blanket.
And then I took the blanket.
Thanks, bro.
How's it going?
Good. So I was gonna ask, so do you guys have like any like funny stories like to tell, like just being out in public and like anybody recognized you or something?
Did he just tell one?
We got one.
Luckily they didn't recognize me, otherwise I might not have made it all the way here. Should we tell them the steak and shake story?
Oh my
Well,
god.
were you specifically asking about people recognizing us in public?
Yeah, it's like
Luckily that guy did not recognize us in public. I drugged your milkshake. That's funny. That's what the guy told us at Steak and Shake.
We went to Steak and Shake at like 2 in the morning, and he was a really weird waiter. And during we got our milkshakes, and he walked up and he put this little capsule on the table. And he says, "I put those in your milkshakes," and it's like,
He opened it up to show us that there was no like substance.
who does that in the food industry? Who actually says, "I put something in your food that you didn't order"?
It was a great.
Especially drugs, and it's like, how are you working here?
Have you guys had any moments like that where you've been noticed? Not like this, but where you've been noticed in public?
I have once. Yeah.
Once, yeah.
Let's hear them.
Let's hear it.
Let's go
All right.
first. Paleo, go first.
Hey,
Alright,
Mr. No.
Yeah. So
Police officer.
I go to the movies a lot, and there's a movie that I always go to, and apparently there's somebody that works there that actually recognized me when I went to go see. I can't remember what it was. I think it was actually Strange Magic that I went to go see, and she recognized me, but it wasn't like from my channel or anything. It was actually from Bronies React.
You're welcome.
For me, it was actually getting randomly. This was at MLP MSP the first year, and I randomly get a message from on my Facebook from one of my high school friends. He's like, "Hey, I found this YouTube channel called Jay Haller. Is that you, man?" And I'm just like, "I've been discovered." But the camouflage is gone.
Oh, never
And
heard.
so there was no point in really denying it because I had my face on there. So I was like, hey, yes. And I'm expecting like a question like, what went wrong in your life? But no, actually he was actually just like, oh cool, my daughter loves that show. I was like, cool. And then I got to meet her this last Christmas, and I went and bought her a 40E Rainbow Dash, and she was just super excited about that. So that was really cool, actually.
But no Rainbow Dash blanket.
No, no. She saw like the
Drop the ball.
His wife though saw I have a bottle opener like with characters on there, and she's just like, "This is hardcore stuff, man. I don't know what you're into with that."
What show is my daughter watching?
Yeah, we don't get it noticed as often as everyone thinks we do. Especially me, because I kind of hide behind my OC, so people really have to know my content to know my face, or they watch Bronies React, right? So I was at school one day, and these 2 girls had pony shirts on them, and they're just like, and I was just like, "Hey, I like your Fluttershy." Like, I'll do it at any other convention. It's like, "Hey, I like your cosplay," or whatever. And they're like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And they're just like, "Wait a minute." I'm like, "You look familiar." I'm like, "Uh-huh." I'm like, "You look from like someone I watch on YouTube." I'm like, "Uh-huh." She's like, "Are you Kim Possible?" I'm like, "Maybe." And then she freaked out. And then I told my parents, like, "I'm famous." So.
I have a story.
Oh, you have a story?
I do.
Yeah, I have a story. All right, so this happened in the worst way possible. All right, so I work as a prestigious barista at Starbucks. I know, be jealous. And I started back in September. When I started working, I don't think any of my coworkers liked me, and that hurt. They were all so cold, which is weird.
They didn't like Star Wars.
Because we serve hot drinks. I'm just joking, but not all of them were cold. There was one guy in particular who was my shift supervisor named Josh, and I'm like, "What's wrong with this guy? Why does he hate me? Why won't you love me? I'm trying to be nice." And but he's also a huge comic book nerd, so I try to bridge that gap, kind of. Well, a few months pass. Around October, I get a random text from somebody who's like, "I didn't know you had a YouTube channel." And I'm like, "Who is this?" And he's like, "It's Josh from work." And he's like, "What's a brony?" No! Because when it comes to my online life, I want to keep it separate from like my professional life, because I don't want it to leak over, and it's just something I can keep, this over here, that way over there. But hey, you also put this stuff on the internet, so it's gonna happen, or it could happen to me. But here's the funny part, is it went over really well. My coworkers were like, "This is really neat." But there are some videos where they're like, "So, why did you shoot a stuffed panda with a shotgun?" I'm like, "I don't know."
It was coming for your throat. You had to.
That's a long story.
So that's the only ones I've never been noticed, because, not like noticed in public, "Hey, are you Saber Sport?" That's never happened, thank God. But this is something more like a coworker found my channel, and then everything.
Have fun with that.
I even told them, I'm like, "Don't tell anyone at work." The next day, people were like, "Hey, tell us about your videos."
I've had 2 occasions. The first one, it was when I was still going to school. And I had this, I saw this guy wearing a derby shirt. So technically I actually went up to him and I'm like, ah, derby. And he's like, yeah, we talked a little bit. And then he's like, you know, you kind of look familiar. And so I was like KP over there and we going, yeah? Yeah? And then he's just like, are you Saber Spark? And I'm like, yeah?
What were some people going, oh?
That's how I went inside. I was like, oh. But then the other time, I was walking through Walmart shopping for Pop-Tarts. Very important.
Just a Wednesday afternoon.
It's my adult breakfast. And I was laughing because one of the Pop-Tarts was 1 cent less than the other, and I started commenting to my girlfriend who I was shopping with, hey, isn't that funny, 1 cent, whatever. Well, because I was talking, out of the corner of my eye, I see this Walmart employee just stop. And I'm like, oh, he's gonna like say something in regards to what I just said. And I just hear, excuse me? I'm like, yeah? Are you AC Race Best? And then I was like, no. And then he like, it's like he knew that I was, and that I just needed to say yes, because then he's like, oh man, don't mess with me, man. And he started to walk away, and I'm like, wait, I was just kidding. I'm AC Race Best. They're like, oh, cool. So now whenever I go to that Walmart, I get to talk about My Little Pony, because the guy like pops out of the corner, he's like, AC Race Best. Just like waiting behind the shelf, like, AC Race Best. So yeah. Thank you.
Oh, what shampoo do you use?
I was just wondering, for your videos, where do you draw inspiration from for them? Like, do you have any influences?
I just want to beat Saber Spark in subs.
Aim for the stars.
Inspirations.
I suppose other YouTubers. I like Day 9. I like, I mean, and it's funny because these buddies here on stage, they also inspire. It's kind of cool to have like people, you know, I want to enjoy their content, but they're also your friends. So I'd say these folks up here.
Yeah, for me, when I got started with the pony stuff, it was the content that was already out there on YouTube made by the fan base that inspired me to get working. Like I think the first anthology really got me wanting to start making PMVs. And I'm like, I gotta, someday, I'll make it into the anthology. And then that dream went away very quickly because Jay took over.
I'm not the coordinator. Well, I'm not the coordinator anymore, so you have a shot now.
Oh, good.
Go ask other people.
No, well, that was like the initial inspiration, and then I started to find my own thing where I'm like, I actually like being on camera more because I can actually do that versus PMV editing. But it's kind of just content that's already out there, and then, you know, sources are a big inspiration. Like when I made the Zootopia song parody, Zootopia was like a huge inspiration for that, obviously.
I think a really easy way to kind of answer that question, I think it just rings true for most people, is just you make stuff based off what you like. You know, it's really the simplest, I think, way to explain it. It's like, you know, I like video games, I like movies, whatever movies or art, music you're listening to can help inspire you to make it, you know, I'll draw it back to anthology. This is, again, just, it's kind of, if you've seen it, it's kind of all over the place, different references, but it's all just basically stuff that people know and references to the pop culture and stuff that people like, and that's what inspired. So I think that's, for me at least, and I find that true for a lot of other people.
Jay is inspired by memes.
Me? Yes, the meme queen.
That's Kimby. Yeah, I am. But yeah, I think that's how I kind of view it, that whole thing.
Is it my turn, I guess? Because I'm a different category, I'm a review and analyst, just film in general is just, I'm super passionate about it and Discord and stuff like that. So, I have a lot of Disney movies. I'm sure Race can say that he's inspired by Disney movies a little bit too heavily. But all sorts of just media, but you have to be really passionate about it in order to keep on having the motivation to do it, I think is fair to say.
A recent inspiration of mine is somebody that me and Saber actually do a podcast with called Jim, and Jim Gizriel is his full name, and that's his channel name. And he just does movie reviews, and he's just like really like knowledgeable about movies. So I wish to someday become that knowledgeable about them, so that way I can talk about them more, and my videos won't be under 3 minutes all the time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I love your outfit.
I just want to say that one of your documentaries, Saber Spark, is the reason I became a Brony.
Aww. Thank you for watching. Love what you've done. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, huge inspiration. This is a question for all of you. How did you guys become Brony?
It's 1987.
In the trenches.
The Berlin Wall finally collapsed. No, I think 19. Whatever. Okay, so to answer your question, I remember going through this weird binge of like animated shows back in like 2011, where I was like watching like King of the Hill one week, and then I watched like Lucky Star the next week, and then I was running out of things to watch, and my cousin Kevin was like, "Hey, you know, ponies are back. You should watch it." I'm like, "Oh, it looks good. I guess I'll watch it." And I also saw it popping up on all of like you know your meme or whatever memes, whatever. So I decided to watch it. I watched the Guild episode. I hated it. I decided, no, this isn't for me. 2 weeks later, I started seeing ponies pop up everywhere, and all these inside jokes with the 20% cool or whatever. And I'm like, I'm internet savvy. I want to understand this. So I went back and watched it again, and I liked it. And then the rest was history for me, I guess.
The rest is now.
The rest is now. Ooh, I like that.
Scary. My girlfriend forced me to watch an episode, and I mean forced. Like I was like, I fought her with it. I'm like, I'm not
You
going.
think she tied you to a chair or something?
Yes.
That's the other story.
Anyways, so she's like, just watch an episode with me, and then eventually she's like, just watch one, and then I won't bug you about it again. And that's a typical convincer for me, because I'm like, I'm gonna win this. You're gonna see I'm not gonna like it, as you can see. So I saw the Fall Weather Friends episode. It was just before season 2 was coming out. And I'm a big race fan, so that's why she showed me that episode. I'm like, oh, this Rainbow Dash character is actually pretty interesting. And I'm like, because I wasn't expecting to see a character like that in the show. And then a week or two went by, and I'm like, what, I don't need to watch another episode. Well, season 2 is gonna start. Maybe I'll just check out one more, like maybe the first episode. And then it was 3 days later, I had watched the entire first season and went, what happened? So yeah. My girlfriend's to blame.
For me, it was YouTube poop. That and like parodies and stuff. And I just wanted to look at the sources and then started watching it from there.
I love YouTube poops.
Yeah.
A lot.
Mine starts a little more depressing. I was not really in a good place in my life, in a way. Just if anyone here has ever had to look for a job, you know, after you've been fired, and how kind of tedious and frustrating that can be at times, depending on what you're looking for. So I was kind of depressed about life in general. And then, as you were saying, I was seeing like on just random message boards, something off over NeoGaf or a few forums I was on, and I was just seeing these avatars of ponies. I'm like, what is this? Why is this a thing? You know, and they just wouldn't go away. So eventually, I just checked it out, thinking whatever, this is gonna be dumb, whatever. And then, of course, it ended up me watching the first episode, and I was like, oh, it actually helped me, a little bit of escapism, just a slight bit, just like, oh, that was a good thing, and it wasn't, helped me forget about that. And then, first episode's a first parter, so I gotta watch the second part, and then I was like, okay, and then it just snowballed from there, sort of deal. And then before I knew it, I was getting just way more involved in the community. There was an old video called Night of Pony. I don't know if anyone here remembers that, but that's what got me into the video editing aspect of it, and it just kind of went on from there. And then, ever since then, it's kind of funny because ever since then, life has significantly improved. Ever since I found the show with friends, job, all that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yay. Guess I'll go now. Like I said, I'm really interested in media and pop culture, understanding why media has this kind of effect on people, where people are like driven to come to these conventions and dress up and things like that. And that's where Kim Possible was, because I was really passionate about Kim Possible when I was like 14, 15, like super passionate. Like I have an encyclopedic knowledge of Kim Possible, I promise. But anyway, And I really started to realize that it's not really about the cover, it's about the characters. So I was bullied in middle school because I liked Kim Possible when I was 14, and I was at a target audience. I'm like, Kim Possible, isn't that for like little girls? I'm like, no, it's a really cool show, because it is a really cool show. And then once the Bronies started happening, and I was like, again, really interested in why this was happening, and it was a lot worse because these were like grown men who were interested in My Little Pony, which was made for a much younger demographic than Kim Possible was. So I was just like, there must be something there if these guys are getting super passionate about this show. And then I watched it and I'm like, this is pretty good. But I didn't really start making content and getting super passionate about it until season 3. So.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
What would you say is your most memorable Bronies React episode to do?
Most memorable?
Start off by saying the word right.
Good morning.
What? Yeah, what's for you? You're the creator. What's the most memorable one for you?
Bronies React to Generation 3. Because I've never had a reaction to anything like that. Like, for anyone that hasn't seen Bronies React, or specifically hasn't seen that episode, Wednesday. Generation 3 and 3.5 were all generations I'd heard of, but I always figured like, I wanted to make it a Halloween React, you know, with the joke of like, oh, it's so bad, it's scary. But I went into it honestly believing that I was gonna come out thinking it's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. And I was gonna call it out. I was gonna be like, guys, we're over-exaggerating, it's not that bad. And Generation 3, I mean, I'd say it was passable. But then we got to Generation 3.5, and I had a mental breakdown on camera where I couldn't stop laughing for 15 minutes.
You went hysterical.
I went hysterical. I didn't realize something could be so bad. And so that always sticks with me as one of the most memorable reactions, because I've never had a reaction to that extent to anything like that, and I didn't expect it, so I think that's why it hit me so hard. What about you guys? You guys have?
I'm still thinking. You all have one?
I really like the Rainbows Rocks one. Yeah, that's probably.
Oh, I got one. When the camera was panning up and you see these manly legs that are full of manly hairs, and you see a dress, the camera pans.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You see Dusty Cat standing there, not even flinching, wearing an Octavia outfit.
Yeah, that's episode 100, isn't it?
God bless
Yeah.
that man. Dusty stepped up his game, and I'm like, this guy's like a biker, and he's wearing like a dress and holding a cello or something. I don't know what that is. Keyboard? Whatever, you own an instrument. What about you guys?
Mine was really easy because I was only in one. So it was the trailer for the opening season 5, the Equality Village, and so that was the only one I was in.
You had like a plant or something. What was it?
Like where I made the shrine or something
Yeah,
to the tree house, because with like I went to like a Michael's and just got a bunch of odds and ends. Like I got like a wooden owl for her pets and all that kind of weird stuff. I don't know. I was just trying to be creative with it, and then I mean, since then I've been doing with another group called Bronies React, which is the meme version of Bronies React essentially. So that's been fun. But yeah, since that was my only one, but I'd say a more memorable moment from yours would be I was always just kind of jazzed when Gabe Black Griffin jumped out of the plane and just was like, I was like, how far were you willing to go for this clip, man?
I don't believe it. He had to voice it out. Did he actually do that?
When he jumped out of the plane?
That wasn't specifically for British React, was it?
Oh yeah.
Because he was yelling about flash shipping and such.
Century. Anyways, so KP.
All right, I was in 2, I think. A little known secret, I'm really awkward on camera. I'm sure Reyes can tell you because he edits and has to deal with it. So that's why I'm used to just doing audio, and I can act in audio, but just when I'm on camera, it just doesn't really turn out, I don't think, that great. So I work better when I have someone to bounce off of, so Rainbow Rocks because I had Saber to bounce off, and then yeah. That, I don't know.
I'll never forget though when you showed up on camera with a like 24-foot long snake, and I'm just like,
You plopped it on the tape.
I was just like, Okay, I gotta ask. Was that just in your backyard?
No, I'm not gonna say because it's work basically. But yeah, it was real. It was real, guys.
It's an actual snake.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
That's how dedicated I was.
Thank you very much, you guys.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay, I'm only asking the stupid question because I promised I would at a secondary panel yesterday.
So you lost a bet, right?
So did we.
Yeah, just that, will KP be in the next Bronies React?
What do you think, KP?
If you'd like me to, I'd love to, but
I guess I can send you the format today. I've kind of gotten behind on sending out
I mean, I
formats.
have that webcam now.
Do you have a webcam?
Remember the Scott?
Oh yeah, from Everfree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell a story real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was on the last Bronies React, or the last one I did, and I made a comment on Twitter saying I can't afford a better webcam because I use the webcam in my laptop, which is crap, basically. And then this guy named Scott, who does a lot of the conventions, he's like Viper staff, which is the VIP relations, is like, I can get you a new webcam. I'm just like, nah, I don't really want to make people buy me stuff online. It's weird. I just don't feel comfortable about it, and I dropped my Sharpie. Anyway, he's like, yeah. So he ends up buying me the webcam anyway, and because he's on Viper staff, he finds me at BronyCon. He's like, I have a present for you, and I knew what it was. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I mean, I don't mind accepting it in person. But because he was on the Viper staff, he was handling the VIPs. So at BronyCon, one of the VIPs was John. So he drives John around, he's like, hey, I got this webcam for this girl. And he's like, oh yeah, I remember her. And he's like, can you give it to her? He's like, sure. So we were in John's press conference, and he's walking out, and he's like, hey, here you go. And I'm like, it's like really early in the morning, I'm just like, what? And
She's like, I don't accept things from strangers, John, thank you.
He's like, yeah, the driver, he gave it to give me to you. And I'm like, okay. And then he walked out, and I was just like, I really awkwardly yelled, thanks, John, as he left, and that was fun. And then I was like a spaz attack for a few hours after that. But yeah, that's my story.
So yeah, I guess that question worked out.
Actually, well, one more question. Why is like Papari Joker up there?
He's
Oh, why isn't he up here? I thought you asked why he was.
He's just a regular
I was
guest. Yeah. We love you anyway, Josh.
You know why he's not up here? Because he left my panel halfway through to go watch Batman versus Superman.
Wow.
What a waste of time, right?
Choice.
And money.
Could have seen Zootopia again.
I had a promise.
You lost a bet, we know.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Hello.
My question is, if you could be part of an MLP episode, how would you want to be involved in it?
I can go first, because I know.
Go for it.
I don't know if has anyone seen it was released a little while ago, but the teaser trailer for my new animated project, the different perspective. That is basically that question. So stay tuned for that. It should be released sometime in the summer. It's pretty much done. We're just kind of finalizing what convention it's going to be aired at.
Weren't you in, I guess, sort of cameo in one of the Little Shy?
Yes, that just happened. You have to get in line next time anyway. Yeah, I approached Little Shy, and I was just like, hey, Keep Calm Flutter On is my favorite episode. Can I do something? He's like, sure, here are some lines. And then I gave him lines, and then it was in it. But it was very short. Okay, I'll stop talking now.
I don't know. I just imagine that'd be if I have one. I have like 3 OCs, so I don't know which one I.
You'll marry Applejack.
No.
You would just want
I met her yesterday, and we were off to the chapel. It was amazing. I imagine, like, if I was like gonna actually have that opportunity, I would just like put my OC character just talking to Applejack in the background, because ha ha ha, and all that sort of thing. Like, make it low key as possible. That's about it.
I'd be part of the beach episode. There'd be dolphins there.
No sea ponies, right?
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah, sea ponies.
well, it's funny because I remember being asked this before where it's like, well, who would you do if your OC was in the show? And I was like, I wonder how Hasbro would feel about putting a Mickey Mouse cutie mark in their show. Disney, yay. But yeah, I mean, obviously like, oh wow, the OC shows up, that'd be awesome. But They should just have a Bronies React, no, a Ponies React episode. Where they just react to YouTube videos and realize how scary it is out there.
I want people watching this. I want to be
The very best.
science pony, all right? Some kind of pony who shows up to Ponyville, and then I prove that Celestia and Luna actually have no magic, that the sun and the moon
I like how much
are actually doing what they do by themselves, and then I put them out of business once and for all, and finally we can have a decency.
you can find this fan fiction on FinFiction right now if you look. So.
It's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, by Professor Pony.
Exactly.
One more question. Who do you think is cutest pony?
Cutest?
Judy Hopps.
I like Shadowfax from The Lord of the Rings.
Little Sebastian.
Like, what,
Thank you.
I like your cosplay.
Thank you, thank you. During your interview yesterday, when you were talking about the story with the boat, that inspired me to do a quick sketch in pen.
Are you talking? Oh, okay. Yeah, come. Give. I love presents. Okay, now I have to tell this story now.
Oh.
It's Larson on a boat, and I'm pushing the boat, and Discord's like on the boat.
It looks like you just want to be let on the boat. They're just like, no, don't get on a boat.
Yeah, yesterday, for those that don't
Run
know,
over,
KP drew the short straw for the M.A. Larson interview. She's like, well, I guess I gotta take it.
I couldn't run the book burning panel. Thank you so much. Okay, to tell this story, Larson basically told. I always tease Larson to let me on the boat, which is basically Larson and John met, I think, Everfree for the first time, and they were talking during that, and then in that conversation that Mitch was talking about yesterday, I call him Mitch, I'm weird. Anyways, that he was like, yeah, I got invited on John Delancey's boat, and I'm just like, if you ever go on that boat and you don't invite me, I will be so mad. He's like, oh, don't worry, I'll invite you. So she made a boat with basically me, John, and Larson on John's sailing boat. Anyway, that's the story.
Nice work.
I have a question for all you guys. Darth Vader or Kylo Ren?
What was the first choice?
What's the arena?
Space.
Are they fighting, or he's picking who we prefer?
Let's say fist fight in a wrestling
In the fist fight, Darth Vader's gonna win.
Yeah.
He's
No
more.
in a slap fight, Kylo Ren's gonna win.
In an emo fight, Kylo Ren's gonna win.
Wouldn't Kylo Ren just let Darth Vader beat him anyways? Because he's
Yeah, he would.
he has such a hero.
Kylo Ren has no training though. He has no training. Except for like,
He has some.
he did like a, I don't know, crash course with some burlap tapes or something about the Force.
His training was just like, don't tell me what to do, Mom, come on.
So I say Darth Vader.
Yeah, Vader.
Vader would be.
Vader, yeah. That's why Kylo Ren wants
All of a sudden, the Kylo Ren cosplay gets up. It's like, okay, see you guys later.
Yeah, that was him.
Oh, don't leave.
That was
Dude, you're totally shredded.
You were the one in the cosplay contest yesterday?
I think so. I think I won.
That we got pictures of with the little Kylo Ren?
Yeah, my son.
Nice.
I plan to kill him next. That
No.
Oh.
You should pick your horn a red lightsaber instead. Fine, thank you.
Thank you guys.
What's up?
Well, first of all, Saber Spark and ACR Race Best. I dragged my non-Brony friend here yesterday, and I saw you guys walking around, and I told my friend, those guys are big deals.
Why would you lie?
Yeah.
How much were you paid by them to say that?
Those two guys over there acting like monkeys, they're big deals.
That one was only $10. I was like, yeah, okay, that sounds like a good deal.
But anyway, are there any aspects of the community that you wish weren't aspects of the community?
Bronies React.
The documentary side of the fandom's been completely lame.
Can't stand PMPs either.
Or animations.
Or dolphins.
Or reviews. Or ponies.
The way you see this, you know, you can't control it, so why even bother? You know, no one's like forcing to watch it, so if it's not hurt, no harm, no foul. So I'm just whatever.
Yeah, same. It's just like what's there is there. It's there.
And it always will be. It's not just one fandom. It's just human nature, and you're gonna have all kinds of people who are like, I'm gonna do fanfics. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And whatever. It's also the internet, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's safe search on.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey.
Once again, this mic. Anyway, first off, AC and Saber, how much fun was it going outside and throwing snow at each other? Because you guys have been doing that all weekend.
Let me tell you. Okay, so
did you see our first round?
Yes, I did.
So that was like
when there was like little clumps on the ground.
Yeah. What happened? But then, like 5 minutes later, there was a blizzard and like ran out in it. And we're like, we thought because we went to Milwaukee in November and we danced in the snow. It was this nice, soft, you know, it was like magical winter wonderland. And then we're like, oh, it's snowing here in Chicago. Let's run out in it. It's in my ear. It's in my eye. Like, attacked by like little rubber pellets.
Yeah, we were driven around and like we couldn't see like the stoplight coming up.
Yeah, it was terrifying. I'm like, why do you all live here?
Yeah, no, because I literally like saw you. No, I was coming from the vendor hall, and then I think maybe I passed you guys, and then I heard like a lot of screaming, and I think.
Yeah, that's us. No, what happened was before yesterday's like hurricane blizzard thing, whatever they call them, the blizzard. We got like 3 inches. No, there was like a little bit of snow earlier in the morning, and so there was a little bit of snow that was just like hanging around, and we're like, oh, we should play in the snow. You know, thinking that was probably it for the day, but then we were notified that the weather changes here every 5 minutes.
We didn't believe it first. We're like,
everything. I'm from Southern California. I've seen some pretty weird things.
I used to live in Florida. And then like literally like 5 minutes later, you know, we saw a goose out there, just like
we just like
and Canada. Oh my god. And then also, I have a quick question. So how much work is done to doing Bronies React? Because you guys have done a lot.
Oh, he doesn't do much of anything, really. No.
Yeah.
We are the ones who give him the footage, and he reaps the benefit.
I do. No, the whole process takes about a month, which is why I always laugh when the day after an episode airs, everyone's like, where's the Bronies React? I'm like, I haven't even seen the episode yet, give me a break. Right, Josh? So it's about a month's worth of work, but it's not a solid month. Like pretty much I'll send out a format as soon as I see the episode, as soon as I've filmed my stuff. And that format is pretty much just laying out the questions at the end.
Yeah.
I used to lay out like the scenes in the episode, like, well, here were some key scenes, but react to whatever you want. I stopped doing that because it was a lot quicker to just get the format out because people were already going, well, I'll just do whatever I want. Cool. So once I have the footage, it's about a week worth of putting it all together, making sure it's good. Usually a day worth of just making sure that, you know, in this hour-long video sometimes that I didn't mess up a transition because that will rake on me, even if it's just one in 2,000 transitions. That one transition will always be like the thing I'll remember. Be like, no.
I know the feel.
Right? Yeah. So it's about a solid week's worth of editing. On top of having a full-time job, on top of working a part-time job over the weekend,
Left 4 Dead.
on top of TF2 and Left 4 Dead and Zootopia.
My favorite games, by the way, TF2 and Left 4 Dead.
They're fun. Overwatch.
And Overwatch.
Pac-Man.
Microsoft Paint. Glorious stuff.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for coming.
What's up?
Hey,
Let's see if I can adjust this here.
this guy made me a junior ZPD officer, and I'm forever grateful.
Aww.
Well, there's a pin my friend gave me, but like I said, I looked at it and after seeing that you'd seen Zootopia 4 times, I've only seen it 1, and I'm like the biggest Disney fan my friends know, and I was just thinking, this man would get something out of this.
This man needs help. I've only seen it 5 times.
Only.
Yeah.
I thought I could fix this.
I'll make it 6 this week, don't worry. Yeah.
Race, do you have it memorized by now?
Memorized?
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's like a new experience every time.
So, just a quick few shout-outs. Paleo, I think I did see your Strange Magic review because...
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I think pretty much kind of like Fluttershy to Discord, I kind of keep hoping there's some good in George Lucas left, even though the world has pretty much given up on him.
Yeah.
And KP, I was hoping to have some Kim Possible question for you, but all I could manage up was that Mankey versus Monkey tweet through the Ponycon thing. I know, I just love Nancy Cartwright. Monkey.
Does anyone know what he's talking about? Do you want me to explain the context real quick? Yes. Well, when in season 1, Kim Possible had a crush named Josh Mankey. His last name is Mankey, I think. And then Ron has this phobia of monkeys. So Ron would like make fun of Kim. It's only one vowel away from monkey. There's something wrong with this guy. So that's the joke.
So this is just kind of an overall question for everyone because I know you've all watched the show and I watched the show, and I know there's certain writers, they can nail certain characters, and other characters they just kind of throw to the wayside, or they just kind of turn them into one-note quit machines.
Spike.
As I say, is there any one writer that kind of does thing with one character, and you kind of I wish A could do something better with B regarding like the character?
Okay, as much as I hate the guy, I think Larson's a great writer.
Yeah, Larson's fantastic.
He makes they're very interesting stories. And the thing is, if I'm correct, all the stories are like, Megan McCarthy comes up with them and then she distributes them. If I'm correct, she works with the writer she distributes them with. I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I'm gonna say Larson. As far as characters, I mean.
I noticed that Larson, when we had this guy that came up with the Death Note, he put in Fluttershy.
Yeah. We've heard that Fluttershy is one of the most difficult characters to write for.
Because she doesn't have much to her. I'm sorry, to be honest. She's shy. Okay. After 17 episodes.
She turned into the Hulk in one episode. How is that not complicated?
Alright, but I thought he was great with Twilight.
Yeah.
So that's my answer. That's my subjective answer.
Your question was, what writer do you think could do better with a character?
Yeah, because it seems like some
better?
writers, some writers
Larson.
Larson and all of them. My first thought is really Megan McCarthy and Spike. Every time, like, what was it, season 3? I was like, Spike's carrying their bags again. Like every episode he's carrying their luggage for them, which is nice and all, but you know, it just kind of made him feel like much less of a character.
He is the baggage.
He's just a valet at this point.
Will you have a kid?
The pants. Maybe I'm wrong, because I was just like, this is when Megan McCarthy, I think, took over as the story editor, and I was like, gee, what you got against Spike?
Pinkie Pie went through a phase where I was like, what happened to her? Like, she literally, all she would do was...
In season 3.
I don't remember, I don't remember specific writers.
Tell me this phase. I don't know what you're talking
The phase where, like, she went from being, like, someone that you can understand what she's saying to just...
She was
there all the
time,
time. There was less and some talking.
Do you guys remember who wrote Three's a Crowd?
I don't remember what season it was.
For what?
Three's a Crowd, the Discord episode. I think it's Dave Polsky wrote it. But yeah, Kinky was really vandalized in that episode. So she was just like, oh, balloon, let me go to the balloon. So.
I mean, and she grew out of it.
Yeah.
So that's always good.
The only ones that are in that season, that period of time, where the Pinky-centered episodes were really good, but everything that was not, then she was just really annoying and unnecessary to be in a lot of situations.
Can I just say Amy Keene Rogers is such a beast when she's writing Pinkie Pie? Like, holy crap.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That didn't answer the question. Thanks.
I mean, we tried. A for effort.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
You guys are all pony content creators, but you do a lot of content that's not part of the pony fandom. Could you spend a moment or two plugging something either that you're working on or something that you're really enthusiastic about that we should be watching?
Well, I'm just so passionate about Zootopia. Personally.
Good.
Go on, dude.
No, I want to hear more about this.
You told me something last night that made me feel like, I was like, oh my god, he's growing up. Where,
What did I tell you? I want to know.
Well, Race has been doing, pony.
Oh, yeah. I'm growing up. Thank you.
Well, yeah, well,
Dad.
I'm sorry, he's what was it Jesse Cox says when it comes to, like, your content, you should like, diversify.
Diversify,
yeah. Like, don't get stuck on one thing, because it's probably not going to last forever.
Fads are fads.
Yeah, exactly. And you said last night, you're like, I think I want to start doing some more Disney stuff along with the pony stuff. And I'm like,
yeah.
Awesome. I like
Yeah,
that.
I've always had plans to, when I started my channel, was initially going to be about a Disney show, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and I got one in, and then the channel sat for a year and a half. I was still proud of that little video that I made.
Just wait until that movie comes out. We'll see it like 17 times.
If it ever comes out,
Yeah.
They announced it like 3 years ago, and now I'm still waiting for them to be like, we started writing it.
Has it been 3 years?
It's been a while. I don't know how long, but so I've been looking to expand into Disney for a while. I've just been waiting for like my segue into it, and I think, with my infatuation right now with Zootopia, I'm like, I think I found that bridge where I'm going to start just expanding the content that I do. I'd like to do more work with some Disney stuff. I'm a huge Disney fan. I've always been. As far as stuff you're talking about like series or other things we do. The thing that I imagine you were probably expecting I'd bring up is the low budgets. And for those that don't know, I do a series where, how many people have seen the low budgets? Nice! Wow, nice! It's, for those that haven't seen it, it's a series where my friend and I take a bunch of cars out of a junkyard and crash them in demolition derbies. Now I'm like, at one point I'm like, this is fun, but I gotta make it a little bit more relevant for my channel. So now they're dressed up as Pinkie Pie or Rainbow Dash. And funny enough, when I had the Pinkie Pie, all pink demolition derby car, I won that demolition derby. He was in the Fluttershy car for that derby.
I got destroyed.
So that's it. And then my song parody for Zootopia. I'm excited about that.
What do you say? What about your stuff?
Zootopia.
I've been moving on, not in the way of like, oh, I'm done with pony, but I guess I follow my interest, and as of late, it's been more talking about, I can't even like put words to it. It's kind of weird, like, whatever just jumped up to me, like I did something like our fandom's bad video, which kind of talks about ponies a little bit, and other fandoms, or I have one coming up here called like Has Nostalgia Ruined Entertainment, with all the recent, like Powerpuff Girls, Ghostbusters, I think they're Captain Planet.
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book, yeah. So it's more of things like that where I look at entertainment and culture and go, okay, I want to talk about this topic for a bit. And sometimes it's pony, sometimes it's not. And that's been where I've been heading towards. And I've been having fun with it. Because when it comes to making content, if you're not having fun with it, then it will show.
Yeah. My stuff, I mainly do like movie reviews now, but I also do like stuff about cartoons and all that. So it's basically just anything I'm interested in, I'll do a review on. Like I've done some video game stuff too. But yeah, I mostly do like, I think my favorite thing to do is just animated movie reviews. So that's what
Land Before Time.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I do a podcast with Saber and our friend Tommy Oliver and Jim bi-weekly.
What's the podcast called?
POS Podcast.
What does the POS stand for?
I can't say that.
Okay.
Plenty of sunshine.
It's a hard, if you've been doing video content creating for one thing for so much time, it gets a little boring, it can get, so you do want to try to vary it up. And I think a few of us here are, like you mentioned, trying to transition not completely out of doing stuff with MLP, but doing other things. So like, for me too, I do a lot of Twitch streaming, video game streaming.
You broke like 10,000 like followers on that.
No, that's actually like Mike, the microphone. He's like really up into that. But I'm like somewhere around 7,000 or something like that. But like that, like me and my roommate just recently started making. We're going to be making a series where we're just making skits and comedy sketches because it's our own dumb sense of humor, what we find funny. Just putting different stuff on the channel. It's hard not to do different stuff I've found because, a lot of the reasons that we have maybe a larger followership is, because of MLP. And then so when you put stuff out there that's not MLP, it doesn't get as much attention. So it's hard to not fall back into it a little bit.
It's hard to bridge.
So it's you want to kind of, it's like a slower transition, I think, for some
people. Yeah, you got to diversify, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm kind of an anomaly because like I just do pony content constantly. Like I do like a video a week of just pony. I'm going crazy a little bit, but like they said, like we like stuff outside My Little Pony, and what's people don't understand who aren't content creators is just because like you guys like other stuff that isn't My Little Pony too, but you're not making content about it, you're not talking about it, so no one really it's not as big of a deal. I guess is the fair thing to say. I just did a Lion Guard kind of video comparing it with My Little Pony, but it was still mostly Lion Guard. And I thought I was going to get ostracized. I was just like, I really want to talk about Lion Guard. Race, do you know what Lion Guard is?
It's the Donald
I
Trump
made a joke video about Lion Guard.
Yeah,
Of the first episode I saw, I was like, there were so many interesting things in there, so I put the Lion Guard experience, and I just have who is it? Mufasa just saying Gaia like 14 times. Gaia.
Yeah, so I was just like, this is crud, and I really want to talk about it. And because I thought that Disney was trying to copy the MLP formula by having the 5 main group, and they all have definitive characteristics. But they were like, let's do it with Lion King because people like Lion King. But it's actually really bad. I've been told it's getting better as the show goes on, so hopefully it is. But
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah. So I expected that video to be have 10,000 viewers, no one would care because it's not My Little Pony. And then it was my highest viewed video of all off season. It already has 200,000 views. I'm just like, oh, maybe I should talk about other stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Well, here's a funny story, real quickly. So, Lion Guard, that's the name of the show. If you type in Lion Guard on Twitter, you will discover that there is a very die-hard Donald Trump support group that calls themselves by the same name. So you'll see Disney posting the newest episode of the Lion Guard, follow Kai on his face, and you're like, we hate Bernie Sanders, and we are the Lion Guard. It's I love it. Some little kids, I can't wait to join this group.
Politics.
A wave of little children supporting Donald Trump now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Imagine old conservatives watching Lion Guard.
My question is, how did you get M.A. Larson to be part of Bronies React?
By tricking him.
By buying his book.
Funny story. Mitch came to me, and he contacted me. He's like, Grace, I need to talk to you. And of course, the first thing that goes through my mind is, what did I do to make the writers mad? And yeah, he was like, he's like, I hate to even ask this, but can I be on an episode? You're not kidding. You're like, get down on one knee. I need you to beg, Mitch. Can you film this? So yeah, he came to me about that, and we made it work, and yeah, it was fun to see how that all came out. So
Also completely unrelated, boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
I'm a girl, so I'm gonna answer that.
Oh, by the way, I like that M.A. Larson was in the anthology when the green screen.
I can tell a story about how we kidnapped M.A. Larson for.
Before you do, real quick, I want to point out that we're right in the last minutes of the panel. We'll make sure that we hit up these 3 questions right here, and we might have to speed answer, but go on about the stealing.
We stole M.A. Larson at BronyCon 2013. We were asking if he wanted to be a part of the anthology. He's like, yeah, totally cool. Then there was another person, it was a con person who was like, no, Mr. Larson will not be doing any filming, no, nothing like that. And so we had another gentleman, one of our friends named Paul, or Buzz. He's been in the con scene, and he distracted this girl, and Larson's like, let's go. So we go to the back halls of this hotel and just film it. We just needed film for literally 3 minutes, because it's the part where it jumps on the screen and says she's dead, the end, in that anthology. And no, it was that was just the funny story behind that. But all we did was really just ask him, and he was totally down with.
I'm gonna do a quick follow-up story with that, really quick. So my mom was trying to find out stuff about Larson before, because I had met Larson at a book signing, and my mom came with me because she was curious about all this, and that's the closest she'll ever come to a convention for now. And I used that as an ending gag for one of my videos, and when she was Googling Larson, she found me, she's like, what happened? Did he kill the purple one? Explain this. And I'm just like, so, yeah.
In one way or another, yeah.
So Saber and ACI, we've already heard about your experience with Chicago weather. So for your first pony convention, what was it like? What was the experience? Any quick memories?
First pony convention? Or do you mean here?
First pony convention.
My first was at Everfree Northwest 2012, and I remember walking up to it. At the time, I had been making Bronies React and all that, so I had a subscriber count, had some people that were watching, had an audience. And I remember getting there and having only seen video clips of past like BronyCons and stuff. I was really excited, but I'm like, I wonder if anyone's actually gonna even know who I am. But if they don't, that's fine. And I walk up to the door, and the door opens up, and this guy just there goes, AC Race Fest, welcome. And I was like, my people. But it was such a, I don't know, I just remember it was such a great experience because, you know, half the time I was there, I was just standing in lines with people, but everyone was having fun. The energy was so high, I was like, this is awesome.
Didn't somebody call you Tombstone?
Yes. Somebody was excited, they saw me signing things, and they came up, they're like, the living Tombstone, please sign this. And I was like, do I tell them? No. So yeah, no, it was, that was awesome.
Ditto, same thing.
Yeah. Well, we were BronyCon.
Well, BronyCon
in 2012.
But the same.
Yeah,
Mine was BronyCon January 2012 in New York, which was known as Hallway Con because it was trying to fit 1,000 people in this very narrow hallway. It's probably one of the least organized conventions I ever saw, but it was just still a crazy experience seeing that like, oh, people are actually getting together and doing this.
Yeah, I was gonna say my first was BronyCon, I think 2014, right? Kevin's nodding in confirmation. So it was really weird because I'd never been to a convention. This was right after the John Lancey video got released, a few months after. So I didn't really know what to expect. People kind of would maybe know my face from there, but like nothing really happened until I was on a panel and people realized I was that blue horse on the internet. So, and then I got swarmed after and I was just like, this is weird. Like now am I famous now? What's happening? But it was really fun, so.
All right, so real quickly, let's see how we can do with these two questions.
My question is for AC.
When
it comes to Bronies React, how much footage do you get from everyone else versus how much do you get from Black Griffin, and how do you narrow all that down?
It's like you know my answer already. With Black Griffin, I get like 22-minute episode, I'll get about 3 hours of footage. Most other people, like some of these guys, like Paleo Saber, they tend to edit their stuff down, which is really nice.
We're editors.
Well, back when you used to give me the footage on time.
Or you make other people do it for you.
Just kidding. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, no, typically I'll get like, some people do full reacts, just don't cut anything up. Others do. So sometimes I get like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But I can always count on Gabe to give me a lot. Because half the time he's not. Well, half the time he's not reacting to the episode. He's just like jumping around singing random songs, and I'm like, okay, sit down.
Michelle everywhere hops out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, thanks. Last one, guys.
This is a quick question for AC. As the one guy mentioned, you had M.A. Lawson. What other people from the actual show would you like having on Bronies React?
Oh, good question. Well, I didn't want Mitch on in the first place. No, I'd say, let's go to the top. Lauren Faust. That'd be hilarious to see her turn in her chair and she's got this angry look on. What have they done?
Then Craig McCracken shows up.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming out. It's been a great morning, a fantastic convention, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be around. We'll see you.
There's one more announcement just from the con itself. I was asked to say that the OC panel and the Jen Blake comic panels have been switched. So Jen is at 1, the CMIOC is at 3 o'clock. Just, that was there. I did my work for your con, Drew.
You can slip at the 5 now.
Thank you all. Catch y'all around.